All right, time for the fitness.
Yeah.
I made Rudy stay up past his bedtime, y'all. So
Are we ready?
we're ready.
Recording. Although we've been recording the whole time.
Yep.
19.5 is
Dun dun dun.
1 billion thrusters and pull-ups. That was good that you did that. You did the joke. Then that way I didn't have to. No, wow. It's a lot. 33, 27, 21, 15, 9. You know what that looks like to me, John?
That looks like a lot of reps.
It just looks like reps. Just looks like reps on top of reps, on top of thrusters, on top of chest bar pull-ups. Zero fun. How many of you guys are excited about this one? Nobody is. Nobody in the world wants to do this.
Not a very creative finale. It's kind of like you're watching the fireworks and you're expecting and then no, too soon.
It's no 18.5 or 16.5. Which one is the one with the row and the thrusters? That's 16.5, right?
I don't remember. I depend on.
I think that's
I usually depend on you for such information.
That was my favorite finale ever, I believe. 16.5. No, there's a lot of thrusters and pull-ups.
Yeah.
It is a high rep nightmare. Can we edit in some nightmare effect right there or something like that? Does Amanda have that?
We could probably find something.
Probably, yeah, probably. All right, so we'll break it down piece by piece. Thrusters, my board fell over. The thrusters and the pull-ups. Yes, there's some strategery to this.
Strategery.
Yes, some strategery to this. Do I think it's going to change your time by 4 minutes? Probably not, right? But we'll talk about each piece, and then we will go to bed.
And then we're going to go to bed.
Yes!
Because everybody's tired.
It's been rainy all day. I hate it. Edit.
Edit.
Ready? Thrusters. One question. Biggest question. Where do I break? Shit. Look, when Fraser and Tia Claire are breaking fairly early on the thrusters, then that should give you some I don't know, note or
indication.
whatever.
Indication.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I'm very tired tonight. I don't know why. Some indication that everybody's going to have to break. All right. I think Matt said in the interview that he thought he was going to have to do 3 sets, and he ended up doing 2. I say 3 is the bare minimum on this, right? Or for most people, 3 is the minimum. Look, I don't care how good you are at thrusters. Okay? I don't care that you have a 2-minute Fran. I don't care about any of that stuff. You're going to have to break. If you don't break, yes, you could probably do 33 unbroken. Then you will die. Period.
Not literally, though.
Hopefully. Remember at regionals that time that a guy passed out? He was doing thrusters. Remember that? Standing there watching him, I said,
oh, yeah, in Ohio, in the field in Ohio.
Yeah, in the field in Ohio. He was doing thrusters, and he passed out.
Yeah.
So you might pass out. We've seen it. John and I have seen it in person. I think that was crazy. I think 3 sets. If you go through the 33 in 3 sets, it's 11 each. Go through the 27, that's 9. If you go through the 21, that's 7. You're looking at a pretty good little pacing scheme there for the thrusters.
Yep.
If you got to break more than that, break more than that. Look, this is no longer. Don't get the thoughts of Fran out of your mind. This is not Fran. I don't give a shit if it's thrusters and pull-ups. It's not Fran. This is an endurance effort, right? It's going to be relatively aerobic. You're going to have to break, period, right? You redline, again, you're dead on this. Anything to add to that?
Um, I
Good one.
agree.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
You like that one?
Um, all right, physical stuff about the thrusters. John can talk about this, but there's different areas that you can kind of work through that you can purposely fatigue one muscle to save another, or one muscle group to save another one. Um, I'm a big fan of, you do these like you would catch your clean, bounce out of the bottom, drive up as hard as you can, but that's a more sort of anaerobic way to do it. What's your thought on that?
I think it's going to come down to the individual athlete. What their strength are, what their strength is. Are they fast twitch, slow twitch? Can you afford to slow down and spend more time under tension? If you're more slow twitch, then be a little bit more deliberate, break up a little less. If you're super fast twitch, you got to be a little bit more explosive, shorter, quicker bursts. Get right back on the bar. Play to your strengths on that. It's so many reps, right? That there's not going to be a one size fit all strategy on how to break it up because people are all different along that spectrum, slow twitch, fast twitch spectrum, right? So,
Right.
would you agree with that?
I would, and I'm talking more about where you would kind of put the pain as far as body
Right.
part. Would you sit back more in your heels? Do you need to be midfoot, more Olympic weightlifting, bounce out of the bottom? It's you got to kind of move it around a
Yeah.
little bit, right?
Right.
You got to kind of move the pain around
Right.
a little bit more shoulder from time to time, whatever it is. Remember, if you're taking too many breaks every time you put the bar down, you got to clean it back up, etc. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds for a break on on a thruster. It's a little bit longer. If it's a planned break, I like it. If it's an extra break because you fatigued, I don't like it. But that being said, like a lot of these things that we've talked about during this open, is you break before it really hurts,
Right.
right? Unless
Right.
we're on the set of 15 or the set of 9.
Right.
You got to break before you get to that breaking point. That's pretty much what this workout's about. And if you watch the announcement, the announcement show, which I did, you could kind of tell that Matt and Tia are kind of going on feel a little bit there. It wasn't necessarily planned. It was just, when do I feel like I'm starting to slow down? Okay, it's time to drop the bar.
Right.
All right. On to pull-ups. Next, by the way, in the show, the announcement show, I sort of thought that Tia was going to beat Matt there for a minute, and then he just crushed everybody. Just destroyed everything.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive.
Pull-ups.
Pull-ups.
Look at that. My marker sticks to my board.
That's pretty gangster, dude.
I can just go like this. Nope. And then chest bar pull-ups. There are 104 reps. Is that right? 30, 60, 81. Yeah. The 105 reps total. Okay. 105 thrusters. You wake up tomorrow or the next day very sore. That's about the only negative there, right? It's going to hurt a lot.
Embrace the pain.
Quads, everything. Dead. Forget it. Don't have a weightlifting meet this weekend.
Bad weekend for that. Reschedule that.
It's reschedule it. Right? Chest bar pull-ups. 105 of those, different story. We have multiple sort of places that are going to hurt, but most importantly, these guys. Okay? So, before we talk about breaking them, strategy, any of that stuff, protect your hands. Let me write it.
Protect your neck.
Hands. We
Your
are
hands.
pro hands here at LL Industries. Pro hands. Right? Look, I don't think there's any way in the world that anybody should be repeating this workout. I think it is detrimental to your. It's going to hurt you overall to repeat this workout at full intensity. I don't think anybody is going to get better on this one the second time. It is just too many reps.
It's going to hurt you emotionally and physically.
There's nobody that can recover from this amount of volume. Sure, Jacob Hebner will probably do it 7 times and beat his time every time, right? But of the normal people in the world, the humans that are not in the upper double O, triple O, 1 percentile, right? I don't think this is a repeater. I think you go one shot and that's it.
I like it.
And I think that's largely because of 105 chest to bar pull-ups compacted into that time frame. There's 70% chance you're going to damage your hands, if not blister. You're going to at least make them so sore that you're not going to want to touch the bar again. Okay, so protect them however you have to. If you use gymnastic, you know what I was shocked about tonight? We've gotten to the point where everybody's just not wearing their gymnastic grips are just hanging there.
Yeah.
And they just jump and grab the bar and they just kind of go over the bar.
Yeah.
Like, when did we get to that point? Remember when everybody used to flip their grips around all the time and stuff? Like, it's just crazy. Are you cooking in a wok? Are you stir frying? You're stir frying, aren't you?
Sprinkling seasoning.
That's good.
Hanging my meat hooks.
Stir frying.
Hanging
anyway,
okay.
My biggest tip here on the chest bar pull-ups is protecting your hands, right? If you do think you're going to repeat, which I think you're crazy if you do.
Don't do it.
If you think you're going to get better, you have got to protect your hands. All right, now as far as breaking these go, look, these are easier to break than the thrusters because there's not a barbell involved. There's just a U falling off the bar. Now, I'm going to say something crazy right here that some people will try and they will have great success with this. I guarantee it, right? There'll be a comment posted somewhere that somebody will have some great success with this. Don't dupe if you are not a great chest to bar pull-upper. If you are not Matt Fraser, Tia Claire, whoever, right? Sets of 3 will work perfectly, right? Mm-hmm. And when I say sets of 3, I mean 1, 2, 3, drop, grab. 1, 2, 3, drop, grab. That quickly, right? This is like back in the old days with handstand push-ups and stuff like that, where you got to break early and often, but you got to get right back on it, right? This is another one of those things where we talked about 2 weeks ago. When was the Toto bar? I can't remember. I can't remember. Building up a thing underneath the pull-up bar where you can step on it, right? So you don't have to jump to the pull-up bar every time.
Right.
Sets of 3 on this will work for anybody that doesn't have 50 unbroken chest to bar pull-ups. If you're in that like 20, 25, 30 range, sets of 3 will work very, very well in this workout.
Right.
Unless you're walking around, chalking up your stupid hands like everybody likes to do after every break. Right? I'd even suggest if you're not a great chest to bar, I'd go singles on this.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can always make up time on the thrusters. Everybody can do 95-pound and 65-pound thrusters fairly quickly. Right? But, and this is for the broad community, and this is for everybody, not the superstar athletes. Right? Small sets on these pull-ups will get you through this workout. They will get you a time. They will get you finished, right, in a relatively respectful time. But if you go out big and you're near your max, if you have 15 pull-ups and you're hitting 12, they're going away. Round of 21, you're not going to have any more pull-ups.
And it's a small muscle group, man. So once they're gone, they're gone. Then you're going to be doing singles anyway, at best.
Yeah.
With a long pause.
Yeah. Instead of my 2-second pause or my 5-second pause, you're going to have a 20-second pause. Yeah. I'll tell you a little story. All the internet jerks will complain because I'm taking a little longer. But in 2012, I think, the hundreds workout came out at regionals. I think it was 2012 or 2013. I can't remember. Might have been. Was it 13? You don't remember. Anyway, 100 wall balls, 100 whatever, 100 chest to bar pull-ups, right? We had almost every single one of our athletes, we tested how long it would take in sets of 5 versus if you just did a big set and then you rested, right? We tested with people. We tested this a ton. What we found out was Sets of 5 with a 5 to 10 second rest took about 4 minutes, right? And what we found was that when people did big sets and then they rested however long they felt like they needed to, it took about 4.5 minutes, right?
Right.
So we purposely made them break chest-to-bar pull-ups into small sets. Not made them, but we recommended that they broke. And every single time, our athletes were the first ones off the pull-up bar.
Right.
I remember vividly Gerald Sasser in the region with Rich and Dan Bailey. And Dan Bailey came out and did a set of like 40. And Sasser was doing sets of 5, staring at the clock, set of 5, stare at the clock, set of 5, stare at the clock. And Rich looked over and saw what Sasser was doing. And saw Dan, and Dan looked like he was tired. Rich started doing that. Guess who the first 2 guys off the bar were? Sasser and Rich ended up crushing it. That's beside the point, right? Small sets of chest-to-bar pull-ups are almost 90% of the time more effective than you just going, oh, I'm just going to do some and see how I feel.
Right.
Right? Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. Protect your hands, small sets. Not even going to talk about technique on your chest bar because likelihood is everybody's just humping the air as hard as they can every time. Right. Impale themselves with the bar on the chest.
Yeah. I mean, now might be the time to clean up the technique a little bit, but you're not going to learn a whole new movement pattern.
They're not going to. They're going to keep humping the air and impaling themselves on the bar and slowing all their momentum down and everything else. Got to make them a nice big oval. They're going to just smash into the bar as hard as they can.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I try to tell them.
It is what it is.
I try to tell them. There's nothing we can do now. All right. 19.5 is a lot of thrusters and a lot of chest bar pull-ups. You got anything else?
That's a lot of reps, man. No, I think we hit all the major points. You know, you got more leeway to push the threshold on the thrusters, bigger muscle groups. Don't play games with the chest to bar. Come up with a plan. Stick to the plan.
No more games.
No more games. This is serious. This is serious business.
That's right. We took this open so seriously, didn't we? I'm proud. I'm so proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
Forget fun.
Yeah.
Fun is for suckers.
Fun is for people having fun.
All right, John and I'll be back doing some other stuff. We don't know exactly what we're going to do yet.
If there's any maybe there's any content people want to see, just give us a heads up.
That's a good idea.
You like that?
What do you want to see?
You tell us.
Do they want to see me go off jumps on my bike?
Some sweet jumps.
I can do some sweet jumps. I can't do a wheelie. I don't know how people do wheelies.
Yeah, but seriously though.
Maybe they just want to see us yelling at our dogs.
Hey, whatever helps. Whatever helps relieve some stress. But yeah, all joking aside, there's some stuff you guys want us to address or some content you'd like to see, hit us up.
I got nothing else.
That's it. It's kind of sad. It's time to go.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
God.
I'm the best, the threat, and the cause on the law.